All right, welcome everybody to another live reaction here at I'm Not a Coach. I'm your host, Dave Huerta. Obviously, we were having some technical difficulties here. Could not get the stream going for some reason. Did not know what was going on, so I just kind of restarted the whole system, and then hopefully we are live here. And obviously we missed part of this game. Kansas City already has a touchdown, and Derek Carr is going to throw it deep down the field, and there's a lot of coverage there, and it's going to fall incomplete. And the Saints receiver Shaheed is looking for a flag, and he's not going to get one here. All right, how's everybody doing on this Monday night, especially after what was? I don't know. I read an article saying that yesterday was the longest Sunday of NFL football ever. I think the first game kicked off at like 3:20 something in the morning, and obviously the last game was delayed. Especially if you're here watching ball game with me, you definitely know how late that was. For some of you, it was at midnight. For some of you, it was even later than that. So yeah, that was a long, long Sunday. But honestly, it was probably the best week of football so far. There was a lot of offense, a lot of close games. There was only one, maybe two blowouts. I think Denver was a blowout, and the Bears game was a blowout. Otherwise, everything was relatively close. I think every other game was within at least 10 points, which is crazy, crazy, crazy. The amount of parity that's been happening in the NFL is it's a great thing. I think certain teams are starting to get a lot more comfortable with who they are. They're starting to form an identity for the season. And I think within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I think we're gonna really see who is gonna be making that push. Once you get into late October, early November, you're gonna start seeing a lot of the pretenders kind of fall away, show some major cracks in their armor, and the ones that are gonna make it to the playoffs and potentially make a deep run are gonna kind of rise to the top. And hopefully, Green Bay is one of those teams. Obviously, coming off a big win yesterday, sorry, against the Rams, and that was just a wild game from beginning to end. Obviously, it started very slowly for the Packers, but in the third half, they had a major, major offensive explosion, 14 points, and were able to hold on defensively. So it's a little small recap for that. But today and tonight, we are watching the Saints going into Arrowhead and trying to upset the two-time undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. So far, Patrick Mahomes, he's been able to orchestrate one scoring drive here, and the Saints, man, they're looking a little bit out of sorts. That defense of Kansas City really putting some pressure on Derek Carr here. So 2:26 left in the first quarter. First quarter went by very quickly here. It's only been about 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more, but this game is flying by. And it's going to be a toss to the left here, and it's going to gain about 8 yards. All right, second and three. Mahomes under center takes the snap, has some pressure in his face, but he is able to get the ball out very quickly to, let me see here, who is that, number 83. Mahomes actually taking a shot there kind of late. Sorry, number 89, that was Fortson with a big, big tackle. Forgot Juju is actually back with Kansas City. And Mahomes in the pistol, hands it off up the middle, and that is going to be a huge gain there for about 9, maybe 8 yards for the rookie steal. Yeah, just a great job by the center and guard kind of pulling ahead there and just making a massive gap right where the right guard was. And he's going to get out to Kelsey real quick, and he's going to squeeze through 2 players for a first down. Kansas City moving down the field here. All right. All right. First and 10, ball at the 44. Receiver in motion to the left. Mahomes under center, hands it off to the right. He's got the edge, and he's going to gain about 8 yards, 9 actually. He spins for that extra yard. Yeah, man, Kansas City is just driving down the field right now. And that's going to be the final play of the first quarter here. 7-0 Kansas City at home. Derek Carr looks absolutely flustered with the little preview package that they're showing here. All right, let's look at the box score here for this game so far through the first quarter. Obviously, got a late start to this stream, had some technical issues, but those seem to have fixed themselves here. So we are back. And we got Mahomes, 6 of 8, 55 yards. And then Kareem Hunt, the returning Kareem Hunt, 8 carries, 41 yards, and a touchdown already. Travis Kelce, by far the most targeted guy, 4 catches, 35 yards. Yeah, Kansas City has not had to really throw the ball too much. They have 10 carries to just 8 passes, and they put up some yards, man. No turnovers yet here. Alvin Kamara just 4 carries for 16 yards. Jamal Williams, former Green Bay Packer, 1 carry, 9 yards there. And Derek Carr just 3 of 7 for 13 yards. Already has an interception in this game. But we are on a commercial break here, obviously, in between the quarters, so we're not missing anything. But yeah, it just New Orleans, man, those first 2 or 3 weeks, man, they were looking amazing. Defensively, they were just dominating people. Offensively, they're putting up massive amounts of points. But the last couple weeks, man, they have been just bad. They do not look in sync. That's I mean, there's a big reason why they are one of the top 2 teams to try to land Devontae Adams. And sorry, I have Hulu here, and it's just god awful. It keeps on freezing just before we get back to the game. So it's going to be a throw to the right here, and that is going to be a massive gain by Kareem Hunt. Kareem in the backfield faked the handoff to him, and then the pressure was on by the Saints, but Mahomes able to just flip it to Kareem Hunt, who was basically down the left sideline, had a blocker, had a bunch of space, and it's going to be inside the 15 for Kansas City. 14:20 on the clock. Receiver in motion. Ball at the 13-yard line. Mahomes in the shotgun. And it's going to be a nice little toss to Hardman. And it's going to go to the right, and it's going to gain about 4 or 5 yards on the play. Yeah, it was that just a little mini pitch. Hardman was just going across Mahomes' face, took the snap, gave it to Hardman, and just took off on that kind of makeshift jet sweep. Kelsey in motion to the left. Mahomes has time. He's going to scramble to his right, and he's going to throw a touchdown to number 83, but it's likely going to be brought back. It's going to be holding on Kansas City, and that was to the tight end, Noah Gray. Sorry, the touchdown was to Noah Gray. The penalty is on Jawan Taylor, who, yeah, he was basically wrestling the defensive end. And Andy Reid not happy with him at all. So 2nd and 15. That'll move Kansas City back to the 18. Saints got a good blitz, but Mahomes able to move, gets the ball out to Kelsey, who's going to be inside the 10, out across the 8. About a 10 or 11-yard gain for Kansas City here. It'll be 3rd and 4. Basically, they got the penalty yardage back. It still baffles me how nobody's able to get Mahomes on the ground. He does not look fast when he runs, but he's apparently very quick. And receiver in motion, Mahomes trying to find somebody dancing in the backfield. Dancing, has to scramble, and he's going to throw it to somebody, but it's going to be incomplete. And that'll be 4th and 5 for the Chiefs. Dude, Mahomes had he had so much time, so much time. Coverage was great by the Saints. Anytime you can hold Mahomes to basically nothing on that one for how long he had the ball. It's impressive. And the snap, wayward snap, but they get it down, and it's going to be a good 26-yard field goal by Buckner. In Kansas City, with 12:39 left in the half, are up 10-0 over the New Orleans Saints. Oh, that snap nearly got away from Matt Araiza there. And if you're just joining us, thank you so much. Once again, my name is Dave. This is my channel. I'm not a coach. We live stream as many games as we possibly can. So far this week, this is going to be our 5th live stream. We did Thursday night. We did the Bears in Carolina for the early game. We did the Packer game for the late afternoon. We did Sunday night, and now we're doing Monday Night Football, baby. So we're going to be doing that all season long. So please join us. Get into the chat. We get some great people that come in, hang out with us. So make sure you leave a like on this video as well as any other ones that you see. And I'm going to be adding some new content, some different kind of content later this month. something a little bit shorter, mostly breaking down just some film, just having some fun, looking at some of my favorite drives of the week, anywhere between 1 to maybe 3. It could be some short stuff. It won't be as long as these live streams have been, 3.5 hours. So something more bite-sized and a little bit more palatable for most people, you know. So please let me know what you think of those videos. Leave a like, leave a comment, and we're gonna be rocking and rolling, man. There we go. Some even more technical difficulties, I tell you. And the kick is up, and it's going to be returned. He's down to the 15, 20, 25, out across the 25, down to about the 27. Kelsey, 5 for 45 tonight so far. First and 10, Carr under center, receiver in motion to the left. They hand it off to looks like Williams, but he only gained about a yard maybe on the play. And that was actually it's actually Jawan Johnson apparently. So snap under center, gets the ball out really quickly to his receiver. He's going to be down at about the 31 here. 11:40 left in this half. So far, man, Kansas City has not been giving anything over the middle here. Carrs has been using the sidelines, but only able to gain maybe 3 or 4 yards at a time. So this is going to be 3rd and 6. Empty set. Receiver in motion to the left. Takes the snap. Kansas City only sending 3, and he gets it out to, looks like Alvin Kamara, just running a nice little out route. Yeah, Kamara in the slot, and then went upfield, went to the sideline, got open, got the first down. Quick and easy. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the almost at the 40-yard line. Carr under center, 2 receivers to the right, single back in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Kamara up the middle, who is going to be barely able to get a yard on the play. And once again, if you're just joining us, we do live streams of almost every game that we possibly can. So get into the chat and hang out with us. It'll be snap. Carr finds a man down the middle. It's going to get inside Kansas City territory. That is Rashid Shaheed with a big first down for the Saints. Clock is at 9:40, 9:39, 9:38, 9:37, 9:36, 9:35. If you want to sync this game up with us. And Carr under center, receiver in motion, and that run is going to go, unfortunately, nowhere, right up the middle. Kansas City just doing a great job on the line. They are going to make the Saints beat them with Derek Carr. They're not going to give anything away in the running game. Kansas City believes that they know Derek Carr is going to give them a couple of throws here that they can make some plays on. He's already thrown a pick in this game. Empty set, Carr dropping back, pressure. He finds a man down the field, and that is a touchdown for the New Orleans Saints. Rashid Shaheed running down the middle. 43 yards. Shaheed, let's see here. Oh, beautiful. Safety just was not able to get to his side in time. Yeah, that safety definitely should have known which way he was going. For some reason, he kept on lingering to the right, his right, the defensive right. Yeah, Shaheed, man, he did such a great job. He pretended, or he kind of motioned like he was about to do a nice little corner, and then cut it inside. Perfect double move. Just a nice route, man. Fake it to the corner, and then cut it inside for the post. Just a great job. Turn that safety all the way around, dude. Amazing. And I don't know who Derek Carr was saying it to, but he was yelling, saying, "I told you, I told you." So he might be talking to his offensive coordinator there, man. Yeah, this game needs to be exciting, man. If this is just a Kansas City beatdown, man, it's gonna be so boring. But hopefully, hopefully the Saints can kind of recapture some of the things that they were doing early in the season. Putting up some points, making some plays on defense, especially just getting pressure. If you can't get an interception off of Mahomes, but if you can get pressure on him, I think that is going to be, if anything, it's going to be better. It's going to force these guys to basically be one dimensional. They're going to start trying to bring in the tight ends a little bit. I mean, Kansas City absolutely loves to use their tight ends right now. They're missing a bunch of receivers. And the last thing they want to do is be able to have to put more of those quote unquote faster but smaller bodies. And Mahomes will have to kind of get those guys in the right position, has to time it well. He has great timing with his tight ends already. Travis Kelsey, obviously, they basically share a brain. And Noah Gray, he's been there for a long time. He's a well established Kansas City tight end for Mahomes. He trusts him. So if you can force them to bring those guys in for extra pass protection and force the wide receivers to make the plays, it's going to be a long day for Mahomes, in my opinion. Because I know, because if you do that, I do believe that one of these receivers is just potentially going to make a mistake. Whether that's a drop pass or running the wrong route, and then there you go. You might be able to get a pick off of it or something. But you got to get pressure on Mahomes some way, somehow. And the kickoff is actually fumbled here, or should I say muffed? Never really had possession, so it's a muff. and the coverage is going to be able to take him down just inside or around the 20. Yeah, the middle linebacker was running with Shaheed for a bit, but when he went deeper, he released him to the safety, and that little double move on the safety just completely turned him around. And beautiful, beautiful throw by Derek Carr, by the way. Almost overthrew him a little bit, but he put a little air under it. And it's going to be a run up to the left, and it's going to gain about 3 yards on the play. And the clock is at 8:17, but it is frozen right now. Oh, there is a injured Kansas City Chief there. So while we're waiting for the injury timeout here, what was your favorite game of the week? There's been, like I said, this might have been the best week of football so far this season by far. I mean, you had the overtime win in Atlanta on Thursday night. You had the Minnesota Vikings picking off Aaron Rodgers 3 times, including a pick six. Baltimore and Cincy going into overtime with just a back and forth, even in just overtime. There's a fumble. Cincy picked it up. You thought, oh, they're already inside the Baltimore 40. They're gonna be able to just run the ball a little bit, kick the game winning field goal. What ends up happening? Bad snap, bad hold, bad kick. Baltimore gets the ball back with only about 4, maybe 3 minutes left in overtime, which everybody's thinking, oh man, this is gonna be a tie. Nope. Derrick Henry, who had been bottled up all game long, breaks a huge run, gets them, I'm pretty sure, inside the 15 or maybe even inside the 20. And then Justin Tucker does what he's been doing basically for the last, what, decade, almost decade and a half, kicks a game winning field goal. Baltimore wins 41-38. Crazy. Jacksonville were leading big, I think, in that game at some point. And then Joe Flacco shows up again, doing what he's been doing the last, what, season and a half, and just making plays, gets them nearly into overtime, but Jacksonville able to make a play, wins by 3. All right, we are back. 2nd and 6, and empty set. Mahomes looking, needing to scramble to his right. He's looking, and he's going to throw it away. Incomplete pass. And it looks like the injury was to the left tackle there. So 3rd and 6, ball at the 24. 2 receivers to the right, receiver in motion, single back in the backfield in the shotgun, and Mahomes needing to scramble, and he's going to be able to scramble and get the first down. Again, I've never seen a slower, fast person than Mahomes. He literally looks like how I run, which is not very athletic looking at all. By no means am I gonna pretend that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a speedster. I'm not. He makes like little mini steps. Takes like 100 steps to move like a couple yards, but he seems to just always be able to get away from a guy. So 1st and 10, ball at the 31. McCole Hardman in motion, get it out to his receiver in the slot. I think that's Juju for the catch. Yeah, and Kansas City's just been moving the ball most of this game. Juju in motion to the right, back to the left. It's going to be a fakes the handoff. Mahomes dumps it over the top to Hardman, and he is going to be in the open field. It's going to be inside the 45 down to about the 43 of New Orleans. Hardman was coming across underneath the offensive line to the right, and Mahomes just literally able to dump it over the defender there, and that was actually Xavier Worthy, not McCole Hardman. Yeah, he was just able to dump it over the top, and Xavier just running away from most people here. And it looks like we have a New Orleans Saint who is down on the ground on the Kansas City side of the bench. Yeah, I'm not really even sure what happened, but yeah, man, there's just injuries in this game, man. I think that's the third one I've seen. Hopefully he's all right, man. Never want to see any injuries, man. Yeah, just looking at some of the inactives for the New Orleans Saints, man, some big names. You had Cesar Ruiz, I believe he was their starting center, and then um, two players that technically are quarterbacks. We have Taysom Hill, who is listed as a tight end, but we all know he can basically he just plays whatever at this point. And then Pete Warner, I believe, I believe he's played a couple games for the Saints this season. He's done fairly well. But yeah, nothing too crazy in terms of the inactives for these teams. But continuing to talk about this past Sunday, once again, Washington just keeping it going, man. Like, how many games is Jaden Daniels just going to look like potentially the best quarterback in the NFL? And it was Will Harris, number 5 for the Saints. It's a third round pick, sixth year. He was trying to bring down Worthy, and it looked like he just pulled something. Mahomes in the pistol here, hands it off to the running back who was going to get maybe 3 yards on the play. That was Kareem Hunt on the carry. Second and 7, shotgun, takes the snap, and finds Kelsey to the left side of the sideline. Big first down for Kansas City. Just a nice little bunch on the left side. Kelsey running an out route underneath everybody who was running basically a go route, kind of clear out, basically. Just trying to clear out some space. And Kelsey just got to the sticks, caught it, and just dropped to the ground. First down. Mahomes under center throws it to Steele, who fumbles the ball after getting hit. And Kansas City is going to lose some big yardage on that play, trying to be real fancy with there. So basically, it was a toss to Steele to the right, and Xavier Worthy was coming from the right side all the way to the outside. He was coming in, looking to get the end around from Steele, but number one, Taylor for the Saints blew that play up. He knew exactly what was happening, attacked that ball, and that was a loss of 14, second and 24. Mahomes has to move. He's going to scramble and take a shot after getting about 7, 8 yards on the play. And there's going to be a flag on the field here. And it's going to be holding on Kansas City. And once again, right now, penalties are kind of ruining these last two drives for Kansas City a little bit. The penalty kind of took away a touchdown, had to settle for a field goal, and now dropping them further back. Now this will be a what, second and 34 at this point. Second and 34. Ball is all the way across the 50 at the 44 of Kansas City. And it's going to be a screen to Juju, who's going to have a little bit of space, going to get out across the 45 down to about the 43 of New Orleans. It's a gain of about 13 on the play. Still have a long way to go. It'll be a 3rd and 22. But knowing this Kansas City team, knowing Mahomes, he's going to be able to buy some time and then somehow just find somebody wide open. Probably about 5 yards short of the six, but then they're going to be able to scramble and run for more yardage. Throws it to Kelsey, and Kelsey laterals it to another guy here, and he is going to be able to be about a yard or two short of the first down. This was very similar to what Kelsey did last year against the Packers when he took a underneath route, ran a little bit, and then basically threw it. This time he tossed it underhand, by the way, to Samaje Perine, the former Denver Bronco. And Perine was able to get, basically 20 yards was able to get 21 out of the 22 yards that they needed. What'd I tell you, man? He was going to find somebody that was way short of the six, and then somehow they were going to be able to get the yardage. They didn't get the first down, but I mean, 4th and 1. 4th and 1. 2:55 left in this half. Huge shift. Mahomes under center. It's going to be a handoff to Kareem Hunt, who is going to be able to fall forward, and he's going to get the first down. 11 plays, 59 yards on this drive, and they are killing the clock here. And it's going to be a delayed handoff to Kareem Hunt, who is going to be able to spin his way for about 2 yards. And this will take us to the 2-minute warning. So while we have a break here, let's once again look around the league, what the games were yesterday. One of the best weekends of football this season so far. So we had Jaden Daniels continuing to just dominate 14 to 25, 238. Did not complete 81%, so it was a down game for his standards. Threw one touchdown, one pick as well. So it's been a while since we've seen him throw an interception. But he did run 11 times for 82 yards. So just putting up yards, man. This kid is just playing at a great level. If he can continue to play like this, I don't know who right now is playing better, as dynamic as he's been playing, just consistently. Lamar had a great game, but he's also had a game or two where he was not amazing. There's just been a lot of up and downs, especially early on in the season. The passing game has not been there for most teams. Things are getting a little bit better, but Jaden Daniels, man, the last 3 weeks, he has looked like the best quarterback in the NFL. Still a young guy, still early in the season. Once they get more film on him, things could change. But right now, kids are rocking it, man. Commanders 4-1. And let's look around here. That Miami game, that game looked not a lot of points scored here. But all right, obviously 15-10 Miami coming away with a win, their first win since um, Tua went down with that concussion. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's healing up. Next, we have Huntley 18, 31, 194. No touchdowns, but an interception, sacked 3 times. So, again, the offensive line kind of struggling. It'll be 2nd and 8, ball at the 19 for Kansas City. Travis in motion, and the Saints are going to be able to wrap up Mahomes for a sack. And that is going to be the former Commander, Chase Young, the first guy there. And then Gunderson was able to come in and just finish Mahomes off in the backfield. So it'll be 3rd and 14 for the Chiefs here. Saints use their second timeout to stop the clock at 1:44 here. Trying to get the ball one more time before the half ends. Ball is back at the 25. Michael Hardman in motion to the right. Mahomes in the shotgun, single back with him. Mahomes dumps it down to P. Ryan, who breaks the tackle inside the 20, down to about the 16-yard line. And that's going to be a gain of 9. And the Saints use their final timeout of the half. Clock is stopped at 1:35. Man, Arrowhead just looks like just a massive stadium, man. And this will be a 34-yard field goal attempt for Harrison Buckner. Kick is up, and it is good. 320, 132 left on the clock. Kansas City has a 6-point lead over the New Orleans Saints. We're going to see what these Saints can do with a little bit of time here. No timeouts. And I mean, the leading pass catchers, it's not even close. Juju has 2, and everybody else outside of Travis Kelce, who has 7. Those 2 right there carrying the entire team. Everybody else has just 1 catch. Travis Kelce, 7. Juju, 2. Once again, Mahomes in this offense do not want to put the ball. They're trying to do everything they can not to get the ball to the receivers. They want to keep it to the tight ends. They want to be able to run the ball. They're going to find different ways to be able to. Oh, jeez. Sorry, the Saint he was in the end zone and hesitated and then took a step out of the end zone and then waited and then he ran. And unfortunately, that is Jamal Williams, a former Packer there, making a bad decision even worse. So 1st and 10, ball at the 21 after the bad return there, and it's going to be thrown to a holy cow down the sideline to the left, and they're saying it's an incomplete pass there. That was a beautiful arching throw there. He's trying to get the ball to Tipton. Second and 10, 4 receivers formation, shotgun, throws the ball quickly, and Kansas City wraps him up after about a 3-yard gain. And it looks like now Kansas City is going to use their first timeout of the half. They're looking to get this ball back. Trying to put an extra potential field goal. Third and 7 in the shotgun. Kansas City shows pressure and they dump it down, but it's going to be a loss for the New Orleans Saints. Trying to get a screen going here, and that thing was blown up. Pretty sure they lost about 2 or 3 yards on the play. That was Nick Bolton with the tackle. Kansas City will use their second timeout here. And with 1:08 left, Kansas City will get the ball back here after the punt. It's been a rough half for the Saints here. Unable to really move the ball down the field. They had that one explosive play to Rashid Shaheed. But outside of that, man, interception, bunch of punts. just very ineffective against this Kansas City defense. And to be fair, I mean, Kansas City has one of the best defenses in the NFL. It's not too much of a question. They're going to be solid throughout. And the punt is away, and it's going to be caught at the 30. It's going to be returned. He's going to try to get as much as he can up to the 35, out across the 36. New Orleans doing a great job of just stretching that play out as far as they could, not letting him go north to south, keeping him going to the sidelines. First and 10 ball at the 36. McCole Hardman in motion. Gets the ball out to McCole, but unfortunately it's going to be well short. Ball is going to fall harmlessly for an incomplete pass. 53 seconds left in the half. Saints showing pressure here. They got 7, 8 on the line, actually. They do send only 4. They drop back, but unfortunately, bad coverage, and Juju gets well past the secondary there. He's going to be run out of bounds, but not until he is well in field goal range. The heck were they running, man? Ball is going to be spotted around the 30. Kansas City still has a timeout here. Yeah, just bad play calling, bad execution there. Only had 2 high safeties, but everybody else was basically just running, just covering basically within like 7 yards, as if everybody was running a stick route or something. And Mahomes throws, and it's going to be behind McCole Hardman. Had some space. He could have gotten well inside the 25. All right, 2nd and 10. Mahomes in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left. Ball is at the 33. Mahomes throws it, and it's going to be caught by Juju. And it's going to be a minimal gain of about maybe 5 on the play. Oh, and they're saying they're giving them 7 yards on there. Once again, Saints showing pressure. They drop back, only going for 4. Juju bounces off a guy, gets inside the 20, stays in bounds as well. And Kansas City will use their final timeout here. 27 seconds left. Man, I still have not recovered from Sunday, man. That was a long Sunday. I was streaming for 12 hours. Started woke up around 7:30, getting ready for the early game and the afternoon game. Just knew I was not going to have enough time. And then, of course, that Sunday night game postponed, and it didn't end until midnight my time. So long day. Mahomes dropping back, finds Kelsey and he is going to get inside the 10 and go out of bounds, preserving a bunch of time here. Just 21 seconds left. Only 6 seconds came away from that. Oh, we got a Taylor Swift sighting here. We got a Taylor Swift sighting. It's the first one I've seen today, so thankfully they haven't they haven't been showing her too much. Second and 2, ball inside the 10. Once again, 21 seconds. Empty set. Mahomes scrambling to his left. Has some time, and he's just going to throw it away there. Oh, there goes Taylor again. All right. Well, they're gonna get their their fill before the half here, apparently. And Mahomes takes the snap, rolling immediately to his right, trying to buy some time and finding nobody there. And it'll be 4th and 2, and Kansas City is going to be able to make this a 9-point game, barring the kick here by Harrison Buckner. 28-yard kick, and it is good. Still 6 seconds left in the half here. 7-16, Kansas City at home. And the kick is away. And Rashid well into his end zone. He's going to return it here 20, 25, 30, and out across the 33. And that will kill the remaining seconds on the clock. And Kansas City will receive the second half kickoff here. So this game could quickly get out of hand if KC is able to put up a touchdown to open up the second half. All right, we are officially at halftime here. Mhm. All right, I will be right back here. Gonna grab something to drink. All right, we are back here. Hopefully, the flower painting kept you nice and calm. That was one of my favorite pickups here. Great painting. Got it for under $10, man. Steal, in my opinion. Yeah, it was a local artist here in Wisconsin. So, but yeah, it's. I mean, at this point, the one of the biggest stories right now, obviously, is going with Devonte Adams. Who is he going to go to? Because I think his time in with the Raiders has not been fruitful. They have not won much. They got rid of basically the only reason he wanted to go to the Raiders outside of maybe being a little bit closer to his family. They got rid of Carr, who was playing tonight. So I think obviously, his two biggest options are the Saints with Derek Carr. They have them. Well, I would say they probably don't have the money, but I mean, it's the NFL. They're going to be able to find ways to make some money, whether that's cutting guys, restructuring contracts. I guarantee you, Derek Carr is going to be more than happy to restructure his contract to make some room to bring in Devontae. And then you also have the Jets, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. There's Alan Lazard as well as there. Um, Devontae would be very familiar with that scheme. Offensive coordinator is Nathaniel Hackett, who was his OC with Green Bay. I'm trying to think who else. The whole system, even with Robert Saleh, who really doesn't have much say in the offense, but he comes from the Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, basically that family of coaches there, basically that are basically running the NFL. Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniel, Matt LaFleur, Robert Saleh. Who else? There's one more guy. I'm trying to think of his name, but I cannot. But Sean McVay. Jeez. But yeah, they're just all over the league. Very similar schemes. They do some things a little bit differently here and there, but it's basically the same kind of stuff. So Devontae would not have to learn a completely new playbook if he went to the Jets. But man, it's gonna be very interesting who he goes to, where he goes to, and what they get in compensation, man. I think with Devontae, ideally, you would want a first round pick or at least maybe multiple early day two picks. But with that contract, with his age, and on top of that, he's basically publicly said he does not want to play for you anymore. And it's gonna be curious. I think they're gonna be able to get a second round pick and maybe a little bit more, especially if the Saints and the Jets are beginning to get desperate. If they keep on losing, and I mean, the Raiders are gonna be like, all right, man, we don't care. We're already paying them. So either give us what we really want and you can have him, or we'll just keep him here for a bit for one more year and then we'll just cut him basically. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting who he goes to, what the situation turns out to be, and also what his impact will be on those teams. Will he be able to get the Saints going back to what they were early in the season? Or is he just going to be more of an additional piece that just doesn't seem to do a whole lot for that whole team? Because the issue is not just the offense, in my opinion. The Saints defense also is lacking a little bit in terms of their pass coverage is a little bit short of where it should be here. God, I hate Hulu. It just keeps on freezing on commercials. Come on. All right, there we go. And if he goes with the Jets, I mean, I know Rodgers will immediately make him his number one target. He'll probably forget about Lazard unless he needs to, and Garrett Wilson will probably not no longer be the number one option by any means. And is that really what you want? I mean, at least in terms of developing this guy, because hopefully, I mean, the Jets are going to want to keep Garrett Wilson for the long term. Granted, Robert Sala and Joe Douglas may not be part of that long term solution if they can't make it to the playoffs or even get a playoff win. So it's going to be interesting where Devontae goes. I don't believe he's going to go to the Packers. One, they do not want that contract, and two, they don't want. Green Bay does not typically keep aging receivers. You've seen it before. You've seen the Greg Jennings, the Jordy Nelson, the Randall Cobbs. Who else? James Jones. Like once they hit that 30 to 31 range, they're basically the Green Bay does not. They're willing to move on. And even with Randall Cobb coming back, the only reason they did was to appease Rodgers. That was the only reason. And Gutekunst even literally said so when the day that Cobb came back and had the what's it called the press conference. He was actually asked about that. He was like, "Well, Gutekunst said that really the only reason that you're here is because Rogers asked for you." And I was like, "Whoa!" And Cobb, being the professional, he handled it really well. But yeah, man, it's like Green Bay does not keep those receivers past a second contract. You have to go back all the way back to. God, I'm trying to think here. Yeah, you might have to go all the way back to the ninth. No, Driver, he got the 3rd contract, but that was the last guy to get one. Come on. There we go. And the return is gonna be by Steele. He's gonna get all the way across the 29-yard line. And it's gonna be a handoff to for Mahomes, and it's gonna be Kareem Hunt, who's gonna get about 4 yards on the play to the left side there. And it's gonna be another handoff. 3rd and 2, Kareem Hunt's gonna be able to get the first down, gain of about 5 on the play. Phenomenal job cutting inside and barreling through. Mahomes under center. Mecole Hardman in motion, and they hand it off to Steele. Gonna be able to barrel through for about a gain of 6 on the play. And it's gonna be a toss to the left for Steele, who's gonna cut it inside, and he's gonna be very close to a first down, and he's got the first down. Yeah, man, Carson Steele, dude, they man, at this point, Kansas City can just plug basically anybody in and just go from there. 'And Mahomes needing to get rid of the ball quickly, he does. To Noah Gray, who is gonna be just short of the 30-yard line. Man, the pressure just cannot seem to get to Mahomes at all here. 1st and 10, ball at the 32 sorry, 33. They hand it off to McCole Hardman, and Kareem Hunt is only gonna be able to gain maybe half a yard on the play. 10:35 left in the 3rd quarter. Mahomes in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left. Kelsey alone on the right. Mahomes scrambling, and he's gonna be nearly taken down, is able to get the ball away, and an incomplete pass. 3rd and 10. Mahomes did not get an intentional grounding on that one for some reason, but it is what it is. Mahomes throwing it deep here and trying to find Xavier Worthy, and ball goes basically right over his hands. Xavier Worthy looking for a call. Yeah, no, you're not gonna get that call, man. Your rookie year, man. You ain't getting calls. And this will be 51-yard kick, and it's gonna bang right off the right upright, and then it's gonna be a miss by the traditional man, Harrison Buckner. Strom, what's going on, brother? Cool. Nah, man, you're all good, my friend. You're all good. Glad you're in for a little bit. Hopefully work was, I know it was tough, but man, hopefully it was all right. I know, man. I was luckily I was able to stay awake for the game there, man. But yeah, Dak Prescott, man, pulling it out of a hat, man. That was a magic trick I was not expecting from the Cowboys. That was a heck of a game, man. It was not gonna lie, it was kind of boring in the first half, but that second half got very, very, very interesting. So huge congratulations to you, my friend. It's always good when your team wins for the week. Yeah, but what were you thinking of the game, my friend? How'd you were you able to catch any of it, or did you watch the highlights at least? First and 10, Derek Carr takes the handoff, gives it to Alvin Kamara, sorry, and he's gonna go for about 4 or 5 yards. Second down, ball at the 44. Another handoff to Kamara, who is gonna stumble his way for another gain of yardage of about 1 or 2. Yeah, no, they have not looked good in this game, man. Outside of that one explosive pass to Shaheed, it's been basically nothing for him. Making a big case for Devontae Adams to be traded to him. Third and 6, empty set. Carr looking to his right up the middle, gets it to his tight end. First down for the Saints. And the big thing too with the Saints, man, they just have not been able to slow down Kansas City for the most part. Um, they're getting cut with they keep on getting hit with some field goals here. It's like death by a thousand paper cuts. Eventually those kicks are just going to add up if you can't put up points. Second and 7, ball at the 45, fakes the handoff. Carr's looking downfield to the right and not going to be able to get it to Shaheed. McDuffie on the coverage there. 8:06 left in this third quarter. Two receivers to the left here. Derek Carr trying to get the ball out quickly. He does. And it's going to be a first down, but there is a flag on the field. He's able to get it to number 84, Tipton. and it's going to be an illegal shift, and it's going to wipe away a huge first down for the Saints, pushing back 5 yards. Yeah, Chris Olave just never got set. Kept on just bouncing on his toes. No, absolutely, man. I actually talked about that at the end of the stream there. The Cowboys, man, their next 6 games are going to be brutal. They're going to need to go minimum 3-3 if they want to be able to be in decent position for the playoffs. And Kansas City sending pressure, and down goes Derek Carr. It'll be 4th down. But yeah, the Cowboys, their next couple of games, I mean, their next handful of games are just gonna be rough, man. And I mean, they started to get something going. They finally started to run the ball well at the end of that game, man. Rico, man, he was doing such a great job of finding the holes and really maximizing his opportunities. So hopefully, if they can continue to kind of run the ball a little bit, and Dak can kind of find somebody else besides CD, I think the Cowboys are in a decent spot to be able to get at least 3, maybe 4 wins over their next 6 games. Oh yeah, man. It's not it happens all the time, man, especially with I'm gonna tell you right now, Mike McCarthy, when he was in Green Bay, one week we could be one of the best teams in the NFL by, almost 21, and then we would come in, face a Detroit team that was just, that was before, you know, CMC there and all that stuff. And then they would barely be able to get a win against one of the worst teams in the NFL. So hopefully McCarthy can not do that for the Cowboys, and you know, hopefully the Cowboys can actually get a win next week here. But um, no, but I was really liking what the Cowboys were doing in the running game. And also Tolbert, man, that dude was having himself a game. And I started noticing it. I think it was I can't remember if it was at the end of the first quarter or the beginning of the second. I was like, dude, they got to get that ball to that kid a lot more. I know they got to feed CD, but right now Tolbert is getting open, making plays, and he ended up making one of the biggest plays of the game. So yeah, man. Like I said, Cowboys have weapons. They just got to be willing to give those guys a shot. Because right now, everybody knows that CD is going to be double covered, triple covered. So you got to find some guys that can make some plays. So, Strom, what was your biggest takeaway of that game? Once again, I'm not sure if you watched it or if you saw the highlights, but and it's going to be a quick throw. That is McCole Hardman with a little bit of a bubble screen, gain of a few yards. Second and 5, handoff to Kareem Hunt, who's going to be able to jump and spin his way for a first down here. and it's going to be a quick pass to Xavier Worthy to the right, who's going to be able to stiff arm his way for some decent yardage here. Gain of about 6 or 7 on the play. I mean, yeah, man, I think it's in my description, man. Can Derek Carr and his eyeliner finally take down the undefeated Chiefs? And it's going to be up the middle here. Nice run by Kareem. He's going to be very close to a first down. Yeah, man, it's almost getting ridiculous how bad the Chiefs can play but still win. And it's amazing how I think they were playing bad last year in spurts, but this has been they've looked Mahomes especially has not looked amazing this year, and yet they've been able to beat basically everybody by just being just like being there at the end. That's all they do. They're as long as they're there at the end, somehow they're going to be able to find a way, whether it's a game-winning field goal, game-winning touchdown, something. And it's going to be fourth down. They're going to hand it off to Carson Steele, who's going to get the first down. 4:15 left in the third quarter. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know if Derek Carr is going to be your guy. You might have to wait a week or two before the we see Kansas City get its first loss. Noah Gray in motion, fakes the handoff. Mahomes has time. He's throwing it way down the field, and it's going to be a pass interference because the corner basically just took down Xavier Worthy, and he did not need to. That ball was significantly overthrown. Xavier Worthy was not going to get there. Oh man, actually, Worthy he took a little bit of a dive there, just a little bit. Yeah, just showing the replay, there was, I mean, there was contact, but there was not enough where he should have fallen down. There was a little bit of a flop there for by Xavier Worthy. So ball will be at the 15, first and 10 after the PI, and it's going to be a nice little end around to Worthy, who is going to be strung out after a gain of about 2 or 3 on the play. Great job by the Saints not being fooled by the motion there. Second and 8. McCole Hardman in motion to the left. He gets the ball inside the 10, and he's going to be out across the 5 on top of a defender. So that will be a first down for Kansas City inside the 5. Mahomes in motion. Sorry, Mahomes in the shotgun. Kelsey in motion. And it's going to be a toss to Kelsey up the middle, who is going to be stoned walled. Takes a big shot after a gain of about 2, maybe 2.5. A little shovel pass by Mahomes there. Ooh, Kelsey took a shot to the helmet there, man. And it looks like there's going to be a potential timeout here. Again, it looks like Kansas City used their first timeout of the second half. 1:54 left in the third quarter. Two receivers to the right. Samaje P. Ryan motions, and it's going to be an interception by the big man. Holy cow, I love it. Keep on going. He's down to the 30, down across the 45, and that is big number 50, Saunders, with a 45-yard, sorry, not 45 yards, but a 40-yard return on the interception. Mahomes was trying to get it to Juju, who was running a slant route, and he could not keep the ball in his hands, glanced off his hands, and the big man was able to get the interception. I love it. Oh my god. And he one-handed it too. Oh my god, that's gonna be one of the biggest highlights of the year. Oh my god. Love it, man. During that Commanders game a couple weeks ago, we got a big man touchdown. Now we got a big man interception. All right. Big guys need to get the ball in their hands a lot more. That's all I'm saying. All right. Refrigerator Perry, BJ Raji getting a pick six in that NFC Championship game back in 2010. We need big guys to get some big plays, all right? That's what we need. That's what we need more of the NFL, all right? That was amazing. That was amazing. I thought that was going to be an easy touchdown for Kansas City. I thought this game was about to be heading into a blowout. Instead, big interception by a big man and a big return, too. Amazing. Just amazing. And Carr, looking to his right, gets the ball out quickly, and it's going to be a decent gain for the Saints in their first play after the interception here. Second and 3. Tipton in motion to the right, fakes the handoff. Carr has time, plenty of time, finds a man out across the field, and that is going to be number 22, Shaheed. And unfortunately, there's going to be a flag on the play here. And holding on the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's going to be declined. And in the shotgun, takes the handoff, and the play is going to be blown dead here. And it looks like the referees did not put the ball in the correct spot. So they're going to be repositioning the ball. All right. It'll be first and 10, ball at the 37. Carr has time, finds a man. He's going to get out across the 30, down to about the. It's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Second and 1. Ball quickly has to get out. Pressure, and it's going to be incomplete. Third and 1 for the Saints here. And Chris Jones there. And we are on a commercial break here, a little mini one, so we're not missing anything. Third and 1 in the eye, and Alvin Kamara is going to be able to get a first down, but there was an immediate flag. And that's going to be likely on Kansas City because they lined up in the neutral zone there. So that'll be an automatic first down. That was on Chris Jones. And quick throw, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. They were trying to get it to Kamara on the screen. Did not work. Yeah, that play was blown up by, again, Chris Jones, defeating the double team there. Jeez. 2 seconds left in this third quarter. Shaheed in motion to the right. It's going to be looking down the field. They're going to get it to Kamara, who's going to be able to get a first down. It's going to be out across the 10 down to the 9. And that is going to be the end of the third quarter here in Arrowhead. The score, Kansas City 16, the driving New Orleans Saints 7. And we're still on commercial break here. We're just getting ready for the fourth quarter. Yeah, no points scored in that third quarter, but hopefully the Saints can get something going here and make this game a little bit more interesting here in the fourth quarter. They're inside the 10. And it's going to be a handoff to Alvin Kamara, who's going to head to the right. It's going to be met by about 3 different Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be a gain of 3 for the Saints. Carr under center, 2 receivers to the left. Shaheed in motion to the right, fakes the handoff, trying to find, there's pressure, and he finds his tight end in the end zone, and that is number 87, Moru. Huge, huge touchdown for them here. 14-16 left in the fourth quarter. Great concept. Moru was in on the block once he made the release, got behind the linebacker, Leo Chanel, the former Wisconsin Badger, and just nobody in the backfield. Great throw by Carr. Phenomenal. Extra point is up, and it's gonna be no good. No good. Oh, wow, man, he looked like he rushed that kick for some reason. Alright, we have ourselves a three-point game here. Yeah, he just hooked it to the left. Mm. Mm. These darn kickers, man. These darn kickers. Mm. Even when the Saints score, they can't they can't get all the points. Alright, let's look at the box score here a little bit. Let's update what we have seen so far. So Derek Carr, 15 of 23, 149, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception early on in this game. Alvin Kamara has not been able to find any room to run. Just 2 for 28, under 3 yards a gain. Jamal Williams had 1 carry for 9 yards in the first half. Since then, 1 carry for 0. Rashid Shaheed, 4 catches, 86 yards, had that big touchdown, 43-yard touchdown. Evan Kamara, 4 for 30, and Jawan Johnson, 3 for 14. Some of the biggest ones. Foster Moreau, 2 for 13, and that touchdown that we just saw. Carson Steele returning it, and he is out across the 30 down to about the 33, 34-yard line. All right, first and 10 ball at the 32. Kelsey in motion to the left. They're going to hand it off to Kareem Hunt, who cuts up to the left side there. And he's going to be taken down by number 50, the big man with the interception. Second and 6. Mahomes under center. Juju in motion to the right. Fakes the handoff. Looking, finds Juju wide open 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, and tackled out across the 15-yard line. Kansas City already in the red zone. Big explosive play. 50 yards for the Kansas City Chiefs. Defender slipped and fell. Mm. Safety was able to save what would have been a huge touchdown there. Not what you want to see if you're a Saints All right. Shotgun, two receivers to the right. They hand it off to Kareem Hunt, who is able to break a tackle, stiff arm another man, and gets about 2 or 3 yards on the play. Mahomes in the pistol. Noah Gray motioning out to the right, now going back to the left. They hand it off to Kareem Hunt, who is going to be able to get about 4 or 5 yards on the play. It'll be a third and about three. Hunt coming up a little bit slow. There is a flag on the play as well. And it's going to be against the Saints here. It's going to be holding on Carl Granderson. And that'll give Kansas City a first down. All right, so we got Travis Kelsey as a quarterback, Mahomes in the backfield, and it's going to be a snap. Give it to Xavier Worthy, who runs to the right side, and it's going to be a touchdown for Xavier Worthy. Kansas City went 68 yards in just 2 minutes and 20 seconds. All right. Extra point is snapped up and good. Kansas City retakes a 10-point lead. Xavier Worthy, man, he was just able to weave his way through a couple defenders. Yeah, man, New Orleans just needs to just find some explosive plays, man. That's something that they were able to find some on that scoring drive, but just continue to do it. There's no pressure on Mahomes at all in terms of the defense. They've been able to run, pass, do basically whatever they want. Mahomes, 37 throws, over 300 yards. He has yet to throw a touchdown in this game, actually. He's been picked off. Kareem Hunt, 21, 87, and Juju well over 110 yards on the day. And Kansas City kicks it off, and it's going to be muffed in the end zone by Shaheed. 11:56 left in this game. Derek Carr in shotgun. Alvin Kamara in the backfield gets the ball out to Olave, who gains 5 or 6 yards on the play. Second and 4, two receivers to the right. Dark shotgun throws it, just gets it out before the pass rush can get to him. Gets it to his other tight end, Jawan Johnson, I believe. First and 10, ball at the 42. It's going to be a quick flag, but Carr is going to throw it down the field, gets it to Olave for a huge gain, but something tells me this is going to be coming back. It's going to be a false start on the Saints, but there's also another flag. It's going to be personal foul on number 98, unnecessary roughness on the defense. Sorry, the referee pointed to the wrong area. So there was two penalties, one on the Saints that was not taken apparently, and two penalties on the Kansas City Chiefs. First one was declined. Personal foul was taken. They tacked it on to the the end of the run. And Derek Carr with that last throw or last couple throws just became the 25th quarterback to throw for 40,000 yards in the NFL. It's going to be a run to the left for Kamara, and he's going to be taken down for a loss. It'll be second and 12 here. Split receiver set, and it'll be out very quickly to Kamara, who is going to gain minimal yardage on the play. It'll be third and 8 for the Saints here. Empty set for the Saints. Snap, shotgun. Carr throws it down the field, and it's going to be well short and incomplete. Carr completely unable to get really anything on that ball. That thing was about 7 yards short of where Shaheed should have been. Yeah, to be fair, Carr has never been known to have a massive, massive arm. All right, the Saints are going forward, ball at the 42, 4th and 8, and there's going to be a timeout called here. Can be 4th and 8. Kansas City sends nearly everybody on the blitz, and it's going to be nearly caught, and it's going to go right through the receiver's hands. Oh, man. And Kansas City is going to take over on downs with 9:32 left in the game. Sorry, I was looking at Derek Carr. He took a shot and it was holding his hip there. I mean, it was not a bad throw. It was right on him, but the young guy Tipton, it literally went right through his hands. I mean, it was a tough angle to catch, but oh man, yeah. The biggest thing to take away from right now is, man, the Kansas City Chiefs are starting to look like their normal selves. Basically, I think this might be their best game in turn defensively as well as offensively. Mahomes over 300 yards. Their running game well over 100. They have a 100-yard receiver with Juju Smith. And granted, they haven't been able to sack Carr a significant amount of times. I think it's only been one, maybe two, but they have put pressure on him almost every other down. Almost every other time he drops back to throw, there's somebody in his face. The running game for the Saints has not been going basically anywhere. That's why they've had to get Kamara out of the backfield and get him involved in the passing game. So 1st and 10, Mahomes under center, hands the ball off to Kareem Hunt, who's going to get maybe a yard and a half on the play. Second and 9. Mahomes again under center. Fakes the handoff. He's going to be able to find Juju for a big first down out across the 45 of the Saints. And Juju literally pinning the ball to his face mask to be able to make that catch. There's a little bit of a David Tyree on that one. First and 10, ball at the 44. Hardman in motion. The delayed handoff to Kareem Hunt, who is going to be out across the 40, down at the 39. Clock is under 8 minutes in this game. Second and 5. Noah Gray in motion. It's going to be a toss to Kareem Hunt to the left, and he is going to go absolutely nowhere. It's going to lose like 3 or 4 yards at the very least. And it looks like Derek Carr is walking into the locker room. He was in the blue tent, and well, apparently what they saw, they needed to look a little bit more. So he might be out for the rest of this game. Kansas City, Mahomes scrambling, finding room somehow, evading about three different guys, and he might be close to a first down. It honestly looked like he was going to get sacked for about 5 yards. He had time, scrambled, and then almost had him, and then he was able to get away and then just finds room every time. Yeah, first down, knee and feet are not out of bounds yet. They're saying it's 4th and 1 right now, but I think there's going to be a little bit of a discussion here. And they made Andy Reid throw the flag here, so it'll be a challenge. And Derek Carr, yeah, he's walking to the basically to the other side of the stadium to get into the locker room. So something tells me he will not be coming back into this 10-point game with just little over 6 minutes left. So I mean, if Kansas City scores a touchdown here, it's a three possession game. Likely no reason for Carr to come back in. And Kansas City, after the review, will have a first down. Sorry, they're taking forever to get back into this game. Come on, guys, let's go. Let's move it along. All right, it's a first down. First and 10, ball at the 34. Mahomes under center, single receiver to the left. It's going to be a handoff to Kareem Hunt, who is going to be able to fall forward out across the 30. Clock is now under 6 minutes here. Second and 6. Split formation here. McCole Hardman moving across the formation to the left. They get it to him, open space. He is inside the 20, inside the 15, down out across the 14. And the Saints defense looks absolutely defeated, man. They are making the tackles and then they're just getting up and just walking heads down. Kansas City ball at the 15. First and 10. Mahomes under center hands it off to Kareem Hunt, who is going to be able to be taken down, but after a 3-yard gain. Second and 7, ball at the 12. Mahomes under center, another handoff to Kareem Hunt to the left. He's going to get inside the 10. There's going to be a flag on the field, though. The refs are like, oh man, this game's almost over. We got to throw some flags. Got to get our camera time. I got to get my good shot here, My left is the best here. And there's going to be a hold on Kansas City, but there's going to be another flag, another hold. That's going to be on number 52 and number 12 there, but number 52 is going to be accepted. Oh, yeah, number 12, Wiley. I believe that was a tight end. Definitely holding on that one. In terms of total offensive yards, the Saints have only 192. Kansas City is up over 100 Sorry, 460 today, man. They just been able to just run around, and Mahomes running around himself, and he is going to be taken down for a sack, loss of 3, and that was a Breesy on the sack. It'll be 3rd and 20, ball at the 25. They're just going to hand it off, and he's going to gain only about 5 yards on the play. And the kick is up, and it is good. And Kansas City is now up by 13 with 3:03 left in this game. I don't believe Derek Carr has come back, so we will see what we have. We'll see who comes out, and we'll see how aggressively the Saints will try to move the ball down the field here. And it's going to be a little bit of a swift kick here, but it's going to go out the back of the end zone. And we have Jake Hainer, probably. And kid throws over the middle to Kamara, and it goes far too high. .259 left in this game. How crazy would it be if this kid just uncorks like a 50-yard touchdown? He's going to lull them to sleep with a couple of incompletions here on the first 2 downs, and then it's going to roll out to his right and then just pop it over the top of the safeties here. All right. gets the ball out quickly to Jawan Johnson. It's going to be a first down ball at the 31 for the Saints. Clock is going to be under 2:40 by the time the next snap happens. Saints have no timeouts left in this game. Kansas City brings a blitz. Young man has to roll out, and he is going to be. I thought it was going to be picked off, but it's going to be fall incomplete. Trying to get it to Chris Olave. And the offensive line actually did a decent job of picking up that blitz. I don't know how that is not pass interference. Are you kidding me? All right. And they're going to be sending the blitz here. There's going to be 7 on the line. Nope, they're dropping him back into coverage, but still able to get some pressure. But the young man has a bit of wheels here, being chased by Chris Jones and just easily was able to run away from him. He's going to come up either at the line to gain or maybe half a yard short, depends. But okay. Kid's showing some speed, man. Kid's showing some speed. And it's going to be 3rd and 1. Dumps it down to Kamara for the first down. Ball is going to be spotted at about the 48. Clock is going to be hitting the 2-minute warning here. And he is going to be hit as he throws, and it's going to fall incomplete. 2:03 left in this game. Still have the 2-minute warning. All right, Jake Haener is out of Fresno State. Isn't that where Derek Carr came out of too? 2nd and 10. Haener rolling to his right, and he's going to be able to find a little bit of room. He's going to slide just before the 50, down at the 49. I'm pretty sure Derek Carr was also from Fresno State. So Derek Carr was drafted in 2014, 2nd round out of Fresno State. And now his backup, Jake Haener, was drafted in the 2023 NFL draft, the 4th round out of Fresno State. So 9-year gap between them here. But Haener, man, the kid's he's already 25 years old. He's only been in the league for 2 years. going to be 3rd and 8, ball at the 48. Jake having the scramble, gets the ball out, sidearm it, but it's going to be behind Elvin Kamara. It's actually a pretty decent little sidearm there, man. All right, 151 left in the game here, 4th and 8. Potentially the final play that really matters in this game. Kansas City's time of possession over 18 minutes more than the Saints. And gonna get the ball to Chris Olave. Great throw, but Olave completely unable to haul it in. That thing was a bullet, and it holy shnikes. That literally zoomed right in front of the defender, hit Olave in the hands. Oh, there should have been some pass interference there. I don't know how that's not called. Dude, that was a perfect throw by Hayner, man. I know that's not saying a whole lot, man, but honestly, the dude kind of impressed me a little bit with his throws. I'm just saying, if Derek Carr is hurt, man, it wouldn't be a bad thing to see what this kid can do. Freaking Carr is just lollipopping it in the. Every time it's a blitz, he's just lollipopping it up in the air. Just hoping for a prayer here. All right. So we've already had a kneel down. There's the second kneel down. We're going to get one more, and this is going to be the end of this game. The, the Saints, after starting out, 2-0 on the season, are not going to lose 3 consecutive. Is that right? Holy cow. Yeah. So they won against Carolina, obviously 47-10. Beat the heck out of Dallas 44-19, and now have lost 3 consecutive games. They lost 15-12 to Philly, 26-24 to Atlanta, and now they're going to lose 26-13 to the Kansas City Chiefs, and Kansas City moves on to 5-0, marching towards another possible Super Bowl. Their 3rd consecutive if they win it. Their 4th in 6 years, I believe. So wild. So Kansas City has a couple more games before I think they get their bye. Or do they already have their bye? Nope. They're 5-0 heading into their bye, just like the Vikings. Their next games is going to be the 49ers, so a rematch of the previous Super Bowl. Then we have the Raiders, who could be without Devontae Adams by that point. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that could be a really good matchup. And that's going to be a Monday night game. Then they're going to have the Denver Broncos, who are playing pretty darn well right now, but still a far cry. Still not sure if they're going to be able to beat this Kansas City team. Josh Allen and the Bills, who are struggling right now. Carolina, that's going to be a win. Raiders, once again, Could be an easy win for them. Yeah, man, they have a pretty easy schedule. Chargers, we'll see. We don't even know what they'll look like in the next month and a half. Cleveland, you can chalk that up as a win. Then they got the Houston Texans, Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Denver Broncos to finish out the year. I mean, Pittsburgh and Texans could be a tough matchup. Broncos could also be a tough matchup, but man, they have. I mean, the 49ers, if they can get healthy in the next 2 weeks, then it might be a better matchup. But right now, I can easily see Kansas City beating 49ers, beating the Raiders. Buccaneers could be the only team that I can see them potentially losing. Broncos need to show a little bit more before we can say that they can beat Kansas City. Buffalo needs to figure out what they're doing on offense here, and their defense also needs to needing to make some plays here. So yeah, I don't know. Kansas City looks like they have a pretty easy schedule the rest of the way. Doesn't really get tough until they face the Buccaneers and maybe the Broncos and Bills. But then after that, it's pretty two easy games. Panthers, Raiders. Could be a tough one with the Chargers. Get an easy one with the Browns. Yeah, I'm seeing maybe one or two losses here in the next basically the next 7 games, right? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, basically 1 to 2 losses, maybe 3 over the next 9 games for Kansas City. They're already 5-0. Yeah, I think Kansas City is gonna have the top 2 seeds for sure this season. I know it's early. I know things can happen, injuries, dip and play, but I mean, it's Kansas City, man. They're gonna get calls. They're gonna get everything kind of to help them get to this. I think the NFL would love to have Kansas City in the Super Bowl with the potential to win a third Lombardi in as many years. So they looked like they were basically able to do whatever against this Saints team at basically at certain points in this game. Most of the time when they were unable to get any points, it was either a missed kick or a bunch of penalties on them that really they basically shot themselves in their own foot. But we will see. Let's look at the Saints next schedule. Couple games here. Yeah, Kansas City is gonna be playing some home games in the playoffs. Let's just say that. All right. Next couple games for the Saints are Tampa Bay. It's gonna be a tough one. That's next week. Then they have a short week. They have to play the Denver Broncos on Thursday night. So a tough matchup there. Then they get 10 days to go up against the Chargers. Once again, could be a tough matchup for this team. They might have Devontae Adams by next week with Tampa. Who knows? Then they get a little bit of a breather with the Carolina Panthers. Tough game against Atlanta on November 10th. And then they get Cleveland before they get a bye, so they'll be nice. So I'm seeing maybe 2 wins, easy wins, I should say, Carolina, Cleveland for this team. The rest of at least their next 6 games. If they can steal one in the division with either Tampa or Atlanta, that'd be nice. And if they can maybe get Bo Nix to make some mistakes here when they face Denver on Thursday night, short week, might be tough for the young kid, who knows? But yeah, but they need to show something, man. It's either going to be 2, maybe 3 wins the next 6. So right there, that is a 5-6 record. Not looking very strong. They definitely need to win in the division. They already lost to Atlanta this year. So if they can steal one back, that'd be huge for them. Oh, sorry. So yeah, that one. So we'll see. It's not looking great for the Saints right now. They need to get some more playmakers here and just need to be able to run the ball. That was the big thing today. Unable to run the ball. They had to put the ball in Derek Carr's hands, and he's just not that guy. He maybe had a season or two where he looked like an MVP candidate, but for the most part, he is a middle of the road NFL starter, which is not bad. But this guy, Derek Carr, is not going to take you to a Super Bowl. He's barely going to be able to get you to the playoffs, if that. So I don't know. Maybe they'll get a chance to look at what Hayner can do. He had some nice throws in this one against this blitz. He did a better job of being able to handle those. He was able to move out of the pocket, uh, delivered some balls right on the money that his guys just dropped. So who knows? But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this game. It was unfortunately not the most exciting game. It was kind of a one game beatdown after the third quarter here, but it was a Monday night game that is gonna be hopefully not remembered because hopefully there's a bit more exciting games coming up next Monday, and that will hopefully we'll be streaming that as well. So please stick around. Make sure you leave a like, and I will see you guys next time. Once again, don't forget my name is Dave, and I am not a coach. Thank you so much.